Hello, hello, dear friends, and welcome to day 3 of Inktober. If you are following the official 2019 prompts list, today's prompt is bait. And the rants begin. I am not a big fan of how a lot of the Inktober prompts, feel negative to me. I feel like bait is really negative. Like, I could only think of, like, when I was brainstorming, I was like, clickbait and yeah. And then that was pretty much like, and then I just thought of baiting, like bear baiting and horrible things like that. And then I went to fishing, and I mean, maybe it says a lot more about my mind than the Inktober prompts list, but still, it was problematic. So I thought, no, I'd like flip this one on its head. So I thought, what about if the bait became empowered? So instead of the worm getting punctured and being used for human enjoyment in the form of sports, which potentially works out to destroy other ecosystems and hurt fish, and a whole other can of worms, but we're gonna just avoid that. And I thought, okay, let's just flip this on its head and do like a Jules Verne kind of worm here. And maybe the worm is actually like, he wants to be on the hook. Maybe he decided that he wants to venture beyond land and go into the sea. He's like the anti-Little Mermaid. I don't know. And then I just started drawing this, and I really liked the character design. I thought, I'm gonna put him in like a little old-fashioned Victorian-esque diving suits, and he was going to be like the steampunk awesome worm. And I am very much in love with all of you guys, because I saved you from watching this actual stippling in real time, and I also cut out a huge portion of it because wow, stippling is tedious. It's beautiful but tedious. Anyway, and yeah, I thought that I'd move to greener pastures, be really happy, and I really liked it. But it's kind of disappointing as well, because I feel like I really liked the initial sketch, and when I've been recording these, the ink goes really, really fast compared to doing watercolors. So I'm not really used to having to only deal with like a 20-minute video, like after I've done the sketch, etc., etc. So I thought, okay, no, I'm going to add a touch of color because I love color, and I added some ink. And the problem with ink is that it doesn't really, like, it's quite difficult to dilute it in terms of, you should test it beforehand, is what I'm saying here. I'm just making excuses for the fact that I didn't actually test my ink on a swatch, and I paid for it. So yeah. So that blue is just way too dark. There was a point earlier where like it was just a little bit pink, and I really liked that, and I wish I'd stopped there. So yeah, but I mean, Inktober is all about sort of dealing with that problem of like facing perfectionism, and I could have just redone the video or posted it a day later, or done something else, but I thought, that's what Inktober is about. Inktober is about embracing who you are and the mistakes that you make in your art and sticking to a deadline. So I did that, and I'm kind of proud of it, and I'm very proud of the fact that it is up and that it exists in the world. And maybe I'll come back to that at a later date, which is really nice because it can be like a brainstorm. I mean, maybe this guy could have his whole own children's book or something. He could have it all to himself. So yeah, embrace your imperfections, guys, and don't let that rule you with Inktober. Anyway, like, subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.